Hi guys, whoever's coming in or whoever's watching this back, I'm here. I'm just setting the iPad up. Let's get this going.
Do you know what you're doing?
Yes, I know what I'm doing, Andrew. I think someone's here. I'm just getting the iPad. Okay. So Andrew, you know what's going there? No, you know. Come on, sit there. Hiya! Sorry, that's Andrew sitting next to me. I've just not long came in, so I'm just getting myself set up. We had to go food shopping, grocery shopping. So that took a lot longer than what I thought. So I'm here now. Andrew, please go. Seriously, that's noisy. It's not funny. Alright, we've got a silly sausage sitting next to me today, which you're probably going to hear a lot of giggles from him. So, I can't even remember what I was going to do. Okay, we needed to finish those, didn't we? And then we can go on with the rest. Right, we've got to find those two colours. Desiree told me what they were. What was it? It was earth green yellowish, wasn't it? And what was the other one, Desiree? I can't remember now. Was olive green yellowish. Was it that one? Yeah, they were the two, weren't they? Hi! Everyone says, well, Natalie says hi, Andrew, but I'm sure everyone says hi, Andrew. They can hear you. They can hear you.
Oh, hello YouTube.
Hello YouTube. Okay, we're going to get going. So I'm hoping to kind of wrap this up, but we'll see. So I'm going to finish these ones off from what we did originally, which, as I said, is in Polychromos, and it's in earth green yellowish and olive green yellowish. So yeah, we've not long got in, and he's just had a very late lunch. Hi Amy. Oh no. Yeah, we did the same. We had to go and be an adult and go shopping and break our banks doing like all that stuff instead of, you know, you don't mind it if you've got something to show for it, but when you do like food shopping, you seem to spend a fortune, and then in a few days time you're going back to the shop to sort of get stuff again. It's so ridiculous how much food costs. Andrew, please stop being so noisy.
I'm having my yogurt.
No, they're banging on the thingy.
No more banging.
There is. So yeah, I hope you're all good. And I just want to get, as I said, I really want to wrap this up so I can get on with my Sphinx and, you know, my other videos, which I do want to film. But after yesterday, I didn't realise I was on 2.5 hours, and 2.5 hours of sitting for me is quite painful. So that was a long time. Okay, so I'm going back down now, like these ones. I just completely forgot about those. With olive green yellowish. And I go hard pressure to light pressure. Even his stomach's being noisy. Andrew's just had this pizza.
Oh, God.
And, like, he's a pizza monster.
No, I'm not.
You are. When I first met you, that's all you ate. He's not been a pizza monster for a few years, but he used to be a pizza monster. And he bought this pizza while we were out, and it had so many jalapeno peppers on it, and it's just blown his head off. So he's sitting here, he's drank a gallon of water to try and wash it down. And
Not a gallon. Gallon's 4
oh,
litres.
you know what I mean, you drank nearly a bottle. Like, and I mean a big bottle.
It was so hot, I picked up an ice cube.
And it melted.
It had melted before it even reached my tongue to cool me down. That is how hot this pizza was. Blow your brains out.
Yeah, well, he ate it all anyway. So he sat there and I was like, take the jalapenos off, Andrew. Just take them off. And he's like, no, I'm not a child. I'll eat it. And I was like, all right, do you know what? I was like, okay, Andrew, just eat it and suffer. So he sat there and ate this pizza, and now his mouth is on fire.
I'm still getting a kickback from it now. And that was 10 minutes later.
Like, it's the macho thing to do, isn't it? Just sit there and suffer, you know? Mr. Way said, I am not a child. I'll eat it. I was like, all right then. Just get on with it then. So yeah, we've got Mr. Andrew today. He's not at work today because we had to go and do stuff like, you know, just rubbish really, but it needs doing. It's stuff that needs doing for the house. And I was like, I really want to go home and stream. So I thought, okay, once I've put all the shopping away, then I'll come on. So nothing else as exciting has been happening in my world since yesterday, apart from shopping, which is not exciting. I hate it. I don't know if anyone else is the same. I think it all like curdle in his stomach, Desiree. He's had so much water, and if he then drank milk on top, I think he'll be sick. He's eaten, you know, he's eaten a whole pizza.
I've had one
and a yogurt. He's just had a yogurt to cool his mouth down. I think he's had enough.
1.5 litres of water.
Yeah, I see. I'm drinking my tea. I can't eat pizza anymore. I can make my own ones. With like low fat cheese, and I can't have the base. I just have like a tortilla wrap or something and salsa instead of all the sauce. But I wasn't a huge pizza fan. It was Andrew. I'm not even kidding you. When I first met him, he ate pizza how many times a week? About 6. No, it's about 4.
3.
No, it's about 4. There's once he was obsessed with this shop that used to be near the hospital, and he used to go there all the time, and it was like I think our second date was pizza, wasn't it? Yeah. Our second date all those years ago was a Pizza Hut. And he eats pizza like, he used to eat it all the time. He doesn't eat it as much now, I must admit. So, now Andrew's going to be known for pizza.
Yeah, and you'd think me cutting out pizza would have resulted in a decrease in my weight, but it's just increased.
So that's it. That's all that's been happening in my end. I hope you're all good. He's sitting here listening to me and Andrew. So we're going to try and wrap this up. As I said, I'm hoping to. I'm trying to get this done as quick as possible so that we can do the fun things like the live skin colour along. Well, not colour along, but it's like a step-by-step skin thing. And I might have to do the wings on a live stream. Hi, Charlotte. So we're going to have to see. Yeah, okay, we're all right. We've got Andrew with us again today, and we're all good. So, and then I'm going to blend that back out like I did before with the earth green, yellowish. So has anyone been up to anything exciting? It's Friday, usually people go out, so I didn't expect, you know, anyone really to be here. I think we've only got 11 people. Rio's much better today. He's still a bit sleepy, but he is much better. He was flying about earlier, and I said to Andrew, oh look, he's sort of on the mend, he's getting back to normal now. So thanks for asking. He seems much better. Like in himself, he seems much better. I'll quickly tell you, after we went to the grocery store, we went to the Reptile shop. And I don't know if there's anyone else here. I mean, because I've got the bearded dragon, I have to buy the worms. And I just went to the Reptile shop, and I got talking to the man that works in there. And he was showing me the spiders. Now, I don't like spiders much. They don't bother me, but I would never in a million years have one. Like, I don't see why people really like them. But anyhow, I mean, it's just one of those things that you want to know about them because they're such odd little things. But he's showing me this spider was like the size of my hand, and it was really aggressive in the way of it doesn't like people, and it has spun this web, like its entire enclosure was just completely like a web, and it was so angry, it didn't want anyone getting in, so it spun this web, like this entire web. And he was telling me that the other one in there had just laid an egg sac of 300 eggs, and they had to just separate them all. Desiree, hedgehogs, they eat, believe it or not, cat biscuits. Like a mixture of good quality cat biscuits and worms. They love worms, and they like live food, and they love, he eats chicken. If I cook some chicken, I keep some back for him, Buzz. He loves chicken. So they eat a mixture of things, but good quality cat biscuits. I get 3 different packs, and I mix them. So he has that, and then he has like mealworms. He loves mealworms. He loves wax worms. And it's the same as the dragon, you know, that he has them as well. So yeah, but they've got such a, yeah, cat biscuits, cat. Yeah, so they eat that on like a daily basis. So you wouldn't think it, would you? Do you think, I don't know if anybody's seen my roses. Has anyone seen my roses? No, he doesn't like vegetable. He turns his nose up, Buzz. They can eat vegetables. You know my roses. I'm thinking maybe I should do the colour combination on these flowers here. What do you think? Charlotte, yeah, as I was saying, sorry, I don't, if you didn't hear it. Yeah, he's much better, thank you. He's on the mend. Much better. I think maybe I should go with this. Has everybody got the Tombow Erogeton pencils? Because I think I might use those on these big ones, and it won't take me long. If you just bear with me 2 seconds, I'm just going to grab them because I haven't got them here. Okay, I'll be back in a second. They're in my cupboard. Is that them? Is that the one? I think it's this one. Just got to make sure. No, it's not that pack. Is it that pack? No. It's good if I can find things. That's just my cupboard. I'm in the cupboard. Oh, they're fluorescent. When can you never find something? Okay, I found them. Shut up for me, I haven't shut it. Okay, I'm back now. Yeah, I think so. I think that it's for anyone that wants to do the rose combinations, the entire colours that I use are from set number 2. They're from the only all-in-one set. So this is the one. It's got the deep tone 2, the pale tone T and tone 2, and the light greyish tone 1. So the entire lot is in this set. You don't have to buy all 3. You can just buy this one, and this will be probably my favourite set out of all of them. So for that set, I use in here. I use the Plum in D11. This is from the deep tones. I use the Maroon in D12. And then in the pale tones, I use the Rose Pink in P11. And I use the, of course there's, you know, this is not the only set you can do this with. You could do this with Polychromos. And the Gamboge, or the Gamboge, I don't know how you pronounce that, and that's in P13. So they're the 4 colours that I use. And then I lay down, I'm going to move this over, and I'm going to start with this one here. I lay down the rose pink over the entire area first. And this is just how I've always done it. And you want to leave the edges here as light as possible, because you're going to put this one at the ends here, the gamboge. Frances is probably going to have a field day, bless her, the way I pronounce things. So I just lay this down all lightly. I'll do one petal now for you just to show you. I'll take that off so that you can see how I layer it. And then Desiree's done this and it came out amazing. Hi Sandra. Okay, so then I go with my plum, and I'm just going in the bottom here, and I go upwards. I go dark to light. I just think these colours would suit this picture more than if I was to do anything too bright. It's like the same as my background. I think I'm going to do a chalk pastel, quite muted background. I'm not going to do anything, you know, bright and wonderful, because it's just not going to suit the picture, is it? So we're going to go with that. So last night I started a series that was recommended by KP to me on Netflix. Don't know if anybody's seen it. It was quite good. If you like all the true crime stuff, there's something called Mine Hunters, and I've started that, which is about the psychology type department in the FBI, and they dive into the true cases of the right psychopaths, like, you know, the notorious killers. So I started that, and I was supposed to be doing my Sphinx, and I got so wrapped up in that I completely forgot that I was supposed to be colouring. Then I was sitting there watching Dee Dee, because Dee Dee streamed, I think yesterday, with a Hobby Lobby haul, and I was watching that and I was like, ooh, I love seeing what people have got. So yeah, that was my evening yesterday. You know, I was just completely like, I had the telly quite after I'd streamed. I was just catching up with TV. So I'm just going lightly towards the edges of the petals here. Yeah, I did. What did you think? I loved the look of those. They're like mermaid markers, aren't they? Those watercolour brush pen things that she got. And we don't get anything like that here in the UK. I was so jealous. I was like, that's such a bargain, because the mermaid markers are, I think in American dollars, it's like $31. And I think in the UK, we've got them for £26, which is a bit expensive, you know. And she got those for like $3. Okay, so I'm just going with my Maroon, which is the Tombows in D12. And I'm just going into the corners with this. I'm going hard. I'm not going lightly. I'm applying my pressure. This just builds the colours up, and I just love the colours of this. You didn't! You'll have to show me when you get it. You'll have to send me a little video flip through. I love Supernatural. Andrew will tell you how much I love that program. He hates it. I love it. Oh, I'm so jealous. You'll have to colour a Dean one in for me. I'll be like, oh, I'll have to admire it. Okay, so I'm gonna blend in the top bits here with the rose pink. And then you fade that out towards the top and leave a tiny bit where you can put your yellowy colour. It just makes it pop. I know. See, I'm not the only one that thinks it then. Is there like many people that love Dean? Did you see that in real life Jensen Ackles has just opened a brewery in Texas? I think he lives in Texas, Dallas, Texas, or is it Austin? Can't remember. He lives somewhere in Texas anyway. And him and his wife Danielle have just opened a brewery. It's the same here, Desiree. I do love Sam as well, but yeah, Dean is Dean. Dean's always been the one that I've liked. Okay, so now I'm going with my Gamboge or Gamboge. I don't know how you say that, but I am only going on the corners with this. And I'm going fairly hard. It just gives it some colour. I just want to add a little bit more plum to that one because I haven't laid enough down looking at it, but you can always alter it if you want to. I just wanted to fade that out a little bit more. I'm not going to fiddle around with it too much. I just should have put it out a little bit more instead of just in the corners. It's because the camera's in like front of my face, I can't see. So that's what the petals look like. I think they're quite nice. Just gonna have a sip of tea and then we'll continue. I'll try and speed it up now. I don't think I need to do the entire one. What I might do then, to speed this up a little bit, I'll do this one on camera and then we can go away and you'll do the same as what we do on this one with these ones, these two here. So we'll just do this one and then we'll move to the blankets and decide about these leaves. And then we can wrap this up then, can't we? So we're going to do this one only and then you can go away and do this on all three of them. So we'll speed this up now. So we're going to put the pink. This is all the Tombows. Because otherwise it can get, you know, pretty lame for you guys. Just watching the same repetitiveness. I'm just laying a base down very lightly. We're not going fast on this or hard. We're just going light. But I'm gonna have to, I think I might do it tomorrow. I might come live and do the face, skin colour, like skin colour along together. Come and colour skin with me, I think I might name it. So we'll see how that goes, because I know quite a few people still want to, you know, practice skin. And I have just not got enough memory on my phone. Like, I have to keep deleting stuff that I actually need. So I'm going to have to do more lives. So we're going to go with all of these. You can go away and do, you know, the others. It's very quiet today. There's not many people around. So I wasn't sure whether or not I should come on because, yeah, there's not. But then again, you know, people can catch up with it, can't they? So it's no big deal. I think my chat's froze. Charlotte, I was thinking maybe either in my Sakuum's book or maybe Serene, but it doesn't matter which one you choose, as long as it's quite a large face, I'd say, and then you could do it with me. But I think I might either do it in the Sakuum's, the new book that I've showed on one of my live streams. I'm going to post a flip through up of that one, or a Serene picture. I'm not quite sure yet. I'm going to have a look at them and choose which one, and then, you know, it can apply to any colour book. So as long as it's quite a large surface, because you need the sort of room to practice. And if you can do a larger face, you can do a smaller face, because larger areas are always more harder to sort of cover. Okay, so we're going to go now with the plum. And we're just going to go on all of them. We're going to do this. Yeah, that's it. You can apply this to any single one. As I was going to say that I'm going to do a front face, not a side face. So as long as one of your faces is sort of facing more to the front, because I'll show you, because they're a lot harder for me, I find, because of the shadows. So if you can conquer that, you can apply that to side faces and smaller ones. You know, I find if you start with the most challenging, which is always a front facing person, then you can do the others. because when you've got the light hitting forward, it's always harder to pick it out. This one, Desiree. Or this one. Oh, I don't know. This one here, I'd say there's one there, but I don't know. I'm just going with it. What, the blank space or the one that I've coloured? This one. I don't know. I'd say that's not. I'd say that's blank, but my interpretation is that there's no petal there. Are you colouring this now, or are you going to go away and do it, Desiree? Yeah, it could well be. I mean, it's really hard to see. I'll tell. I'll leave it blank for now, and I'll have a little decision on it. But I think it's blank. You know, like here is blank. You know, there is gaps. I'm thinking maybe it's a gap. I might do these in like the ochres. I ordered myself finally. I've just got, because they came in stock, some more buff titanium. So I just got 3. They came in stock yesterday and I was like, yes, I'll grab them because they go out of stock so quickly. And I just need singles. I'm not buying any sets because the sets can be quite costly and I don't really use the rest. I use the buff titanium, so I got 3 singles in that, which is not too expensive. They're in English, they're £2 something, which would be about $3 and about $3.25, I think. So it's not too bad, but they're quite expensive pencils, aren't they? Is anyone else with me that they don't, although the luminance are beautiful and they've got some amazing colours, like they don't use them as much? I just find them a lot harder to work with. It will be Prismacolors on the skin, Charlotte. Just Prismas. I don't use any other colour, just Prismacolors. I don't mix my mediums on skin. I generally always, it's just what works best for me. I've always used Prismas because I find that you can layer them. So if you've got the 150 set and you've got all the skin colours, do you want me to tell you the skin colours now that you'll need? Well, Amy, the luminance, do you find the luminance fine? See, I love the colours. I don't know. I just don't use them as much. And I can work them. I can work them, but I just don't find that I go towards them anymore. And I did at the beginning. But I find that some papers do not like them. They are very temperamental on certain papers. And I don't know if that's because they are a very high quality artist pencil, or if it's because they, you know, just don't like certain papers, like they are more toothy, and whereas you find a lot of colour books have quite smooth surface papers, don't they? So I don't know, I'm finding them a bit temperamental in my books at the moment, especially on smooth surface ones. I've just messed that up a little bit. I'll blend that out. Yeah, what is that, because of me, Desiree? Is it because you're using the buff titanium? Because I keep recommending it. I love buff titanium. If anyone says to me what I use to blend, I'm always like, buff titanium. I love it. I much prefer it to whites. Yeah. I love it. It's such a it's an off-white colour. It's got a creamy colour to it, hasn't it? Like a champagne colour. But it just blends everything so nicely. And I've used it for my Sphinx wing on, you know, my Mythomorphia picture. I've been using that. So I've been using that on the wings, and it's just made them like really pop. I love it. I love buff titanium. I'm so happy that I've got a few more coming now. because I don't know about anyone else, but it gives like, it makes me anxious when I don't have like a backup, because I think, oh my gosh, I'm going to run out. And I use it so much that I hate that feeling of not having just one spare. And I had one spare, but now I'm using my spare, so I had to get the other one. Yeah, I said the same, Amy. I think that they're more towards a toothy paper, aren't they? Or something with texture as opposed to smooth. Because they just glide off the paper otherwise, and it takes a lot of work. And my Sagor book, the Sagor Sagna by Emily Lydhall, they hated the luminance, and I don't know if anyone else has had that problem with them, but they just do not like it because that is the smoothest paper I think I've ever worked on. And it just hated my luminance pencils, whereas it loves Prismas. Prismas are pretty much an all-rounder, aren't they? They don't really go wrong in many books, which is really good. You know, that's what you want. You don't want to have to keep planning everything out all the time. Did you not get a copy, Desiree? Is it? It's out of stock everywhere, isn't it? The Sagor. I think quite a lot of people. If I find out if you can get it anywhere, I'll let you know. I'll let people know. I saw someone say the other day that there's a link, but I don't know if that was a scam, because it didn't look very legit to me. So I'll keep an eye out, and if I find it, I'll message you, or I'll put an announcement up, because yeah, it's a beautiful book and you don't want to miss out on it. But you know, it's sad that it's not on Amazon. Like, she put her other one on Amazon, didn't she? No, I haven't. I haven't tried them on wood. Did I even work on that? I've got the new. I bought a budget pencil. The Crayolas. I bought the 100 set after seeing Always Colouring, Katrine over on Always Colouring on YouTube. She did a Crayola challenge, and I'm gonna try those. Yeah, I think she should, Desiree. I think she should put it over on the English version and put it onto Amazon, because there's so many people that want it. I'll have to look at that, Amy. Prismacolors are just so versatile. They'll go on anything, won't they? And they're so thick and waxy. You can layer and layer and layer. I love Prismas. I love my polys. I am a Polychromos person. I love them. But Prismacolors are pretty close. I love pencils. It doesn't matter what pencils. I just love them. You can never have too many. Andrew will disagree, but I love them. I really want the Holbeins, but I've got a lot of saving to do for those. Hi, Annette. Yes, just for these, I'm using the Tombow Erogatons in the number 2 set only. I'm not mixing them over the 3 sets. It's from the 2nd set. I'll have a look at that, Amy. Thank you. And there's so many amazing talents, aren't there? When you look on Instagram and you look at the hashtags, and then you go through some of the people's works and artists that use things, and you're just blown away. It's like, how do you even do that? Yeah, I will have a look for absolute certain. So I'm just going quite hard. But I'm only going to do this one, and then we can do the others away from camera, because I just think we'll speed this up a little bit, because I do want to wrap this up as soon as possible, because otherwise it's going to drag out for people, and I don't want that. I want people to have fun with it, not drag it out. I do, Amy. I love her. I do love Emily Jarridge. I love her. She's amazing. I love her book. She just released her art journal. I don't know if you saw that. She did a flip through the other day of all her art journal, and it was just so, I think she's got amazing art. I spend most nights looking on YouTube. I don't watch normal telly. I just watch like art channels. There's another Kirsty Partridge art. I don't know if anyone's subscribed to her, but she does portraits and she uses luminance and she uses just all different coloured pencils. And I'm sure her name's Kirsty Partridge. She's an English girl, British girl, quite young, who's got this just ridiculous talent. And I love watching her videos, and she gives you really good tips as well. Oh no, yeah. Charlotte, I hate, you know, it's nice to have the time to yourself, and then when you got to do stuff like life stuff, it's like, oh God. So I hate doing shopping, and we had to do that. Have you seen her, Amy, the Kirsty Partridge? She's just, I just love her stuff. And she tells you how to do with luminance. She tells you how to do like hair and skin. And she breaks it down in like a tutorial, and she talks you through it. And oh, it's just so good. So if you haven't seen her, guys, go and have a look. No, I think that's definitely fair, Charlotte. I think your guy needs to come and teach Andrew how to do that. It's a bonus when they cook. So go and enjoy your dinner, and you can always catch up. I am using Plum. I'm still on Plum at the moment. I'm on Plum. Maroon is on top of Plum. I always lay down. My first layer is the rose pink. My second layer is Plum. My third layer is Maroon. I blend back in with pink, and I put the gamboge or gamboge or however you say it on the ends. So second layer is always Plum. I'm just doing it on all of them because it just seems quite tedious to do one petal at a time. So we're going to go with like doing all of them first. So we're only going to do the one on camera, and you can do it on all of them like off camera. Well, me off camera, but you in your own time. And then we're going to go for the blankets, get the blankets done. And then I think it might be one more part, I don't know, we'll see, which will be the background and the leaves. But we'll try and get it done anyway. But I noticed that quite a lot of colour alongs are like 6-7 parts. I didn't realise, you know, I thought it would be done in 4. Because it doesn't seem like a big picture, does it? But it takes some time. But yeah, you can't rush it, I suppose. You have your own style. My style is always slow and layers, and you can't rush that. So if I had like an acrylic base or something, it would cut this all in half. But I do everything with pencils because pencils are my style. So it's going to take longer. So I'm just going to go a little bit harder with this now. Just on the bottoms to the top. But I enjoy doing it this way. Hiya. What's the time in Australia? Isn't it like really stupidly late? Or like early in the next morning? Yeah, I know. We've had a good time. We have had a good time. It's just quiet today, I think, because there's so many people. It's Friday and people are probably out having a life and I'm at home. So, you know, that's how it goes. Right, I'm still with my Plum, Desiree, because I know that you just asked. So, anyone following, we're still with Plum. So I had some really nice messages after yesterday because, you know, as regards to when we were talking about autism and people living with the autistic spectrum disorder. And, you know, it was quite a positive thing to talk about because, you know, not many people are either aware of how the challenges or, you know, just like in general. And I had a really lovely message, which was nice. I won't say out loud, but some lady messaged me and said, you know, it was nice to listen to, etc. And that I thought that was just really nice, because people don't have to reach out, do they? And they do, and I find that so lovely. But to the ones that I don't get around to replying to all, I still read them and I appreciate every single one of them. But sometimes, like, you know, I haven't got around to replying to every single person yet. I will do at some point. Because otherwise I'll just be glued to my phone 24/7. Like what with Facebook and YouTube and Instagram, you know, I wouldn't surface. If I replied to every single one, I would not surface from my phone. I'd be on my phone 24/7. That was quick, Charlotte. Okay, so I think we're done with the plum. So now we're going to go with the maroon just into the darker bits, I think. No, we're not. 2 seconds. This is just plum. On this bit, I missed that bit. Just out a little bit, just on this petal. And I think we'll do it on that one a little bit as well. That's it, no more. Okay, so we need, because that shouldn't be plum, that should just be pinked. We're going with the maroon. I'm just going into the part here. You don't want to go too hard, because you'll end up breaking your paper, or, you know, tearing your paper. But you need to apply some pressure, otherwise you won't get the colour down. So you just fade that out into your plum. Just gives a little bit of colour, and then you're going to blend it all back in with your rose pink anyway towards the end. And this is, I'm using a fair amount of pressure on all of this. So I'm just going to put my phone on charge, guys. Okay, so this is coming out quite deep, isn't it? I don't know if it looks deep on the camera, but it's quite deep in front of me. It's like a deep, rich colour. So you're just going to the corners and out slightly. You can find the nearest shades if you haven't got the Tombows, but as I said, if you are investing in the Tombows, my recommendation, if you didn't want to buy the entire 3 boxes, my recommendation would be to get box number 2, because this has got like the plums, the maroons, and then some pastel colours, and I can show you if you haven't got them. If anyone's interested who's joined us that wants to see what colours you get in there, number 2 in my opinion is the best one. So it's got, you know, the colours that I use the most, and I think it's not expensive. They're fairly reasonable in price, and they've got quite a deep colour. They are a hard pencil. If you're used to the Prismacolors, you might find that they're too hard, but with layers they can work so well. And I would recommend set number 2 if you want to have just one set to try out and you don't want to invest in the entire set, because, you know, it's not for everyone. So I'm with the maroon still. I've not changed. I'm just going into my corners and fading out into my plum. Oh, thank you. What's your 4-year-old son? Is it 4-year-old son? Yeah, same, Amy. I think number 2 is the best, because I'm personally not a fan of the neons, and the neon sets are, you know, quite I don't know, they're just not for me. They're quite bright is the word I was looking for. And then you've got the other set that I don't really use, so I use this one the most. So I would definitely buy singles in these of this. Plum and maroon are my favourite colours in the entire set. I just find they're so nice. Like the plum is just so beautiful. I love it. But they are a hard pencil, aren't they? And quite a few people don't like them because of that. But I love them. They're pencils. What's not to love? So I'm just going as same routine as what I've done on the others. Like same technique. Just blending it out a bit. And then you're going to go in with your pink. Yeah, I need to try that. I mean, I should imagine that gives quite a nice depth, doesn't it, with the greens? You give me an idea. Thanks, Amy. I'll have a little play around with my pencils and try that. That's really good, Desiree. What, the entire 3 boxes? I got them in singles. Like I bought 1 box 1 month, 1 box the next month. I did it over like the course of 3 months. And I must admit, I do use number 2 the most. And it's funny because I bought the number 2 set first. So is that a lucky omen to buy that one first? Gosh, that was a bargain. Yeah, I'm going to have a go at that, Amy. Thank you. So you use the maroon with greens, is that right? Just to have a... I don't want to get that wrong. Give me a little idea. So I'm with my maroon still. So we're just going to do this one. So we'll speed it up a bit, like in terms of, we won't do all of them on camera, which I think is okay because, you know, it's just the same, isn't it? Okay, so now you're going to go back with your pink and just quite hard on the pressure, blend out the plum so it doesn't have that, you know, where you have like the separation line. Yeah, like you want about like the olive and moss greens, Amy. So not the like spring green and apple green because they're quite bright, aren't they? But like moss and olive types. See, then that all sort of comes together at the end rather than looking a little bit odd. Yeah, I've always thought that. Like here, I prefer these leaves here, like with the olive greens as opposed to the brighter greens. I've never really been a sort of brighter coloured person in terms of, I don't pick out like really super bright colours. And when I do, I don't enjoy them. So I tend to stick to like these types, like muted, toned down. It's more my style as well. I'm the same as you. Like I don't really go for like stupidly bright colours, which looks amazing when other people do it and I love it, but it's just not me. It's like a little fact that you'll know about me. I very rarely wear patterns, so I wear plain. And I try to wear a pattern and then I end up not wearing it. So I'm not someone that likes like loud. I've never been there. I like plain things. I don't know if anyone else is like, but I find patterns just do not work for me. Like, so I tend to just wear plain all the time, like plain tops. Different colours, but plain tops, like block coloured tops. I'll try and like, I like a floral top, I must admit, but not too loud. It's got to be a nice, like subtle one. But I'm really like quite boring that way. No, I'm the same, Desiree. I'm just not into like patterned stuff. Like I always wear just plain all the time. So I've always got a plain top on when you see me. And if I haven't, it will, as I said, it will be a very subtle floral like, or a small pattern. I won't have anything loud. And every now and then I think, I'm going to go bold. I'm going to be bold. And then I go to the clothes store. I'll try them on and I'm like, oh no, I can't do that. I look awful. I look like a, you know, one of those like old ladies lamps where they have all the pattern stuff. No, I look like one of them. I can't do it. I don't mind subtle floral, Desiree, like small, like little tiny ones, but seriously, I'll end up looking like an old lady's lamp. I can't do it. So I just tend to stick to plain. Okay, so that is the, I'm just going very lightly and blending that in. And we're going to go with our is it Gamboge? Hi Tina. And then we're just going to go with the, just to the edges and in slightly. We don't go far down, it's just in to blend in like the edges. We're not doing much, just a little. I'm not looking at the thingy, the phone, oh not the phone, the iPad. I'll get my words out in a minute. Like, I'm getting my words all muddled today. I just wish I had like more exciting stories today, but like, yeah, I've been on here yesterday, so I pretty much told you quite a lot yesterday. Okay, so we're going to go around here. I'm trying, in the UK, they've got a magazine, I don't know if you've seen it, called Colouring Heaven. And they've got the feature artist Kat, is it Kat Von Der, I think it is. She's got an Etsy store. And she does the Ladies of Leisure colouring books. So I need to get my hands on that as well. But Tesco, in the UK, we have a grocery store, a food store called Tesco, and they don't have it, so I have to go to Asda, which is owned by Walmart, and they usually stock it, but I'm not going there today. One supermarket is enough, like 2 of them just does your head in, but one's enough. So I'm gonna have to go on the hunt for that before it sells out, because I love, if you've not seen her art is amazing. So that's one of them. We'll do the same, but we're not going to do that with those 2 on camera. So if you go away and do those. Hey, KP. Oh, did you get one, Amy? I really want one. Okay, so we're going to do like this inside part here. I'm going to choose the Polychromos now. I'm all over the place with which mediums I use. I'm going to do light yellow ochre. And I'm just going to start picking out these here, and I'm also going to do it over the entire, like in the middle part, and then I'm going to go with brown as well. How are you, KP? Haven't spoken to you today, which feels weird now because I've been speaking to you every day. Okay, so I'm going in the middle as well. Now I'm going to get walnut brown. I need to find my walnut brown. Walnut brown. Where did I put it? Is that it? We found it. So walnut brown polychromo in 177. I need to sharpen that because I don't like it when they're at a blunt tip with small detail. There we go. I don't know anybody else, I just use like a plastic, really rubbish cup for my shavings. Yeah, I watched the first one, it was really good. And then funnily day I was reading into like this, you know the guy Robert Picton who inspired the story behind The Silence of the Lambs, and it's all about the mind hunters in those days, and it was so interesting. Like they wanted to dive into why he was the way he was, and they set up like this prison cell inmate that was actually a detective to get the confessions out of him. And I was listening to it, I was really like interested, but I've barely coloured because I was into that. I really enjoyed the first episode, so I'm definitely going to carry on today. So I was like, oh, I enjoyed that. But the first opening scene of that Mindhunters on Netflix, I was like, oh my God. You think that it's going to be okay, and then bang, I was like, what? Don't do that. So yeah, I did enjoy that. So anyone who like watches any crime things, there's a dramatization about how the Mindhunters started on Netflix, and it's called Mindhunter, and it's got, what's his name, Jonathan Groff in it. He was in Glee, and he voiced the guy in Frozen, the Disney animation as well. And yeah, I really did enjoy it. So I did watch that, and that was like 2 a.m. I was watching that. I thought I shouldn't have started this so late, because now I'm not going to sleep because I want to watch the rest, but I made myself. And then at 3 a.m. I was watching Dee Dee's stream, and I thought, oh my God, Sam, go to sleep. Well, where I am, it is 6:45. Yeah, in the afternoon, or evening, should I say. So you guys have like still got the whole day. I'm in the future. I know I'm that ahead. So it was a later stream today, guys. Sorry, because I was out. I wasn't in. So that's what I'm going to do for the middle. So you're going to use walnut brown and light yellow ochre, and you're just going to use that for the middle. I think I might. I don't want to muck around with it too much, but just on these, just to give it a little bit of something, just tiny little dots on the very ends of those, just like you would if you had pollen. And then you're going to use the same technique and the same colours for these two here, so these ones here. So I'll only do that one on camera. I'll go away and do those, and then on our next time we'll come back. So we're going to start with this blanket, the polka dot blanket here, and I'm going to go for pinks. I think I'm going to use Polychromos again, guys, just because they're in front of me. We'll use a bit of paper to test. So this one is light magenta. I know what it's called now. It's light magenta, and it's 119. And then I'm going to use... Will that one go? Yep, that one goes. I'm going to use middle purple pink in 125, I think. I'm just going to do pink on that polka dot one here. So I'm going to go over the dots because I'm going to put them in a black fine liner. So if you've got a black fine liner and you've got a 0.5 or a 0.5 here, I've just got the Micron made by Sakura. You can use any one, it does not matter. You could use a felt tip. So I'm going to go first with the light magenta, and I'm going to go just over the polka dots because I'm going to black them out, because I can't be doing with going round every single... Can you imagine going around every single one of those? Like, it's just going to take forever. I'm just going to go lightly to start with, so I've got a base coat down. And then we'll do that, because I'm going to make... I was going to do white polka dots, and then I thought, no, actually I'm going to make them black. Is it Saturday there? What part of Australia are you from? We were talking about Australia not long ago, because one of my neighbours, her daughter lives there, and she goes to Sydney. So I'm just laying down the middle purple pink, and it's summer there now, isn't it? You have like the hot weather now when we're in the winter, because we were talking about how like long from England the flight to Australia is 11, or is it, no, 12 hours to Singapore, and then Singapore you stop over to refuel, and then you're on the plane for another 10 or 11 hours depending on how far you go, which is that's a long flight. So I'm just gonna fade it out. That's, you know, you're so far away. That's such a long flight. I mean, for me, flying is like after 2 hours, the boredom kicks in anyway. So, I mean, that's a long flight. But then again, part of me would love to visit. So, you know, do you sort of like just do it and get on with it? You know, it's a long old way. It's a long old way. So I really want to go to America, me and Andrew. I mean, Andrew's been to America. He's been to Florida, in Miami, you know, California, all around. I've not ever been to America in my life, and I'd love to. I'd love to go to Florida. I'd love to go to Vegas. I want to go and visit so much. And the flight even there is long for me. Quite a lot of English immigrate, don't they, to Australia because they've had enough of this country. They're like, sod this, I'm gone, I'm off. And off they go with their suitcase and their whole life, and they buy a house and they go over there and they never look back, you know, and that's nice because there's not much here, to be quite honest, you know. It's a different lifestyle altogether, isn't it? It's nice because you've got the beaches, you've got, you know, the big houses and swimming pool in your backyard, and then, you know, we've got nothing like that. So yeah, I know, KP. I'm just desperate to get over to the US. It's just like the flying with my back at the moment, but once we do, you know, we are definitely going. One of my big places I want to go to is New York as well. I'm going to go to New York I'm going over with my light magenta. I want to go to, in the winter, to New York desperately and see Central Park with the tree. And I want to go over there at Christmas one year. And that's one of our things in our lifetime, me and Andrew, that we want to do. And then we want to go to Vegas and see Vegas. And I just pretty much want to go to the US. That's like my thing. I'm desperate to go. So one day I'm going to grab now my burnt... Oh. Yeah, I'd love to go to America. I'm over now with my burnt carmine in 193. It's just somewhere that I've like always wanted to sort of go and see. And you've got so much in America. It's so big. It's so vast and there's so much to do. And, you know, you hire a car and drive and you can go so many places. But I need to know, like, the places not to go, you know. Quite a few people want to do the whole Route 66 thing, don't they? And go and travel and do that. But I wouldn't want to spend my days just on the road constantly. That's not something I would like to do. Yeah, it is, because it's a city, isn't it? Like, but I want to go and see, like, I'm going in, sorry, with my middle purple pink and just going over that a little bit. It's like London. London stinks. London's filthy and it's dirty, but there's lots there to go and see. And I wouldn't want to spend like a whole week in New York. I just want to go for a few days and see like Central Park and Statue of Liberty and Ground Zero. I'd like to visit Ground Zero and just go and see like the things that you're, you know, that you see on the telly and that you just want to know that you've gone once and been there and got the experience. And, you know, I'm a sun worshipper. I cannot stand sightseeing, but New York, I would just love to sightsee. I'd just love to go and see everything and say I've been there. So, you know, I just love to like laze about in the sun all day at a pool, in a beach, go out to eat at night and go and see some entertainment. And that's my kind of holiday. Like, you know, we used to go to Egypt before the trouble went on. And we loved that. That was our thing. Go to the Red Sea. We went snorkeling in the Red Sea, like with all the coral reefs. That's my kind of holiday. I'm going over with my light magenta, by the way, guys. Sorry. I love the Red Sea. I love anything to do with like the beaches. I love to see all the fishes and like the turtles and the mantras and that kind of thing. I'd love to see all that. But, you know, there's... Oh, gosh. Texas, you know, I love the Texan accent. I was saying this the other day. I just love the Texan accent. And if I went to Texas, I would be on the hunt for Jensen Ackles. Andrew would not see me for dust. I would go to his brewery and go and find him. So I'm just having a drink now. I'm thirsty. I'd seriously be on the hunt for Jensen Ackles if we went there. So yeah, that wouldn't be a good idea, me going to Texas. It really wouldn't. So I'm going to middle purple pink on these bits as well, guys. Yeah, can you imagine? Like, Andrew, thank you very much for coming with me. I love you very much. But now I'm going to hunt for my telly husband, because my telly husband must meet me. I just have to hunt him down. Oh dear. I like a cowboy hat and a cowboy. I think I was saying to KP the other day, like, I need some cowboy boots, like, obviously ladies ones. So if I went there, I'd get some. Like, I love them, you know, jeans, like the tartan shirts, and cowboy boots. But I'm really funny, like, a cowboy hat has to be black to me. Like, I don't like all the colour ones. I just like a black cowboy hat. I'm weird. This is still my middle purple pink. I've not moved. Like, and I am rubbish. I don't know if it's, can any of you do accents? I can't do accents. Like, I really can't. But I would love to be able to do the Texan accent. I love it. Okay, I think we're done on that. Yeah, same. It has to be a black cat. Has to be. I'm on my burnt carmine. I'm not putting much of this down. It is just like on here, just this bit. Like a black cowboy hat, black cowboy boots, and proper denim jeans, I think. Am I on my own there? I don't know what's wrong with me. You have these visions in your head, don't you? Talking of cowboys, it's totally off subject, but it's going back to colouring. Did you see Deborah, is it Fanny Fans? Deborah Mulher? She's got a cowboy book out, cowgirl book out, which is all colouring in cowgirls. So if anyone's a fan of hers and hasn't seen it, you probably have. I think it's all over the Reading with Pugs group. People have been buying them. So I'm just light magenta, just blending that in. And then we're going to go with our fine liner. Okay, so now we're going to go with just our fine liner, and I'm going to do black polka dots. I don't want white. I don't know why, I just don't. I want black polka dots. I think I went a bit funny with that polka dot, but never mind. It's really hard to see for me because I've got, as I said, I've got the camera sort of in front of my face. So it kind of hinders my vision to my paper. So we're going to go with this. And then we'll go for the other blankets. I think I might do that yellows. I think we need a bit of colour in that. Like a yellow and orangey type. The blankets have got to be some colour, I suppose. You know, you can't just have pinks, even though, well, I suppose you could. But I think we'll do yellows as well. So is anyone up to anything this weekend? Personally, I'm at home. So I've not got anything really on the go. Thank you. Oh, yay, KP. Thank you. I'm looking forward to seeing your Tinkerbell. I'm itching to start a Fabiana book, and I mean itching. But I do want to finish my Sphinx, so I will focus on that. I'll show you, I'd finished the wings last night while I was watching Mindhunters, but it took me an hour to finish what should have been 10 minutes because I kept forgetting it was in front of me and watching the screen. And then I was like, looked down, I was like, oh. And then something else would happen and I was listening and I thought, oh. So it kept distracting me. So yeah, we got a black polka dot blanket there. I just think black polka dot. So I think with this one, I'm going to go with yellow and then pink flowers. So we're going to go with, I think I'm going to do like the dark Naples ochre, if I'm honest. Oh, KP, don't worry about it. There's no rush, is there? There's no rush to finish a picture. It's in your own time. I say that to everyone, you know, everyone's like, oh, I'm not starting. I'm like, don't worry about it. As long as you're enjoying it. And don't worry about the time that you take on something. I don't. I certainly don't. I used to. I just be like, oh, it takes me like a month to finish some stupid double page Mythomorphia picture. And then I thought, actually, do you know what? I don't care. You can take me forever. I enjoyed it. That's the main thing. You know the Chinese dragon in Mythomorphia? That took me 27 days. Granted, I had a couple of days where I didn't do any. And I also had a couple of days where I only did like a silly little bit on it. But, you know, it took me that long and I thought, well, why? Why did that take me that long? Okay, so that was the Dark Naples ochre. I'm just going to go in with a bit of shading with light yellow ochre. I bought some singles in these ones. Of course, KP, I'm going to get Phantomorphia. I have pre-ordered it. This is me you're talking to. I don't do, like, not getting a book. It doesn't happen. I don't know what that means. Yeah, it's not in my vocabulary. If it's anything like Mythomorphia in terms of less doodles, that was my only thing. I must admit, I don't know if anyone's with me on this. Anamorphia had so many doodles and it put me off a little bit. But then when Mythomorphia came out, he did less of the doodles and more of the image. And I was like, I'm all on that. I love it. It's one of my favourite books. But when I look back at Anamorphia, there's so many of those small doodles. Like, they're so tedious. And I don't enjoy colouring those small doodles as much. So when there wasn't as many, I was, yes, that's exactly what I wanted. And I'm going to blend that back out with the Dark Naples ochre in 184. Yes, you know, people say to me, oh, Sam, have you seen this? I'm like, yes. Or have you bought this? I've pre-ordered it. This is me you're talking to. Right, let's blend that in a bit. I'm not going to go too dark. I'm going quite light with my pressure on this bit. But I just fancied that being that. And then I'll do it with the same light magenta. Tina. My weight loss surgery. Of course. What are you opting for? Are you going for a gastric bypass or a sleeve? My reasons for getting it was my bad back, by the way. I didn't get it because I, you know, just purely for the surgery. I did get this because I wanted my back to get better, so. Right, bypass. I had a bypass. Okay, what? Just do you want me to just talk in general about my experience and the changes in life? I'm more than happy to tell you. I'm like, yeah, as I said, you know, with most things, you know, I'm open. Okay, so gastric bypass. For those of you who are not interested, I'm sorry about this. I had a gastric bypass for those of you who follow me and wanted to know a little bit about you know, recently. Almost 2 years ago, I got a gastric bypass because I suffer with a really bad back, and I'd put on quite a large amount of weight because I was inactive and I was unhappy, and the pressure to my back was too great. So I went ahead and I met the surgeon, and I was scheduled very quickly to have a gastric bypass. So leading up to that, Tina, you've got to start mentally preparing yourself that life is going to change. And you've got to start making changes to your diet way in advance, because it will honestly help you. Don't leave it till the last minute. And have your last meal the day before you start your liquid diet. And I mean, enjoy every mouthful of it, because that will be the last time you'll probably eat some of that stuff. Then you'll have a liquid diet. Mine was 2 weeks, and I just lived on shakes, and it's called a liver shrinkage diet. It will shrink your liver, which makes your liver safe, because your liver overlaps your stomach like that, and it shrinks back your liver like this so that your surgeon can operate on you safely. The first day of your liver shrinkage diet will be fine. The second day, you might experience the dreaded headaches where you cannot open your eyes. Day 2, I was in a physiotherapy class in a gym, and I had the biggest headache of my life. I've never experienced one that bad, and I could not even look at the light. So take some sunglasses with you on your second day. By day 10 of your liver shrinkage diet, you're going to want to just tear into someone because you've had enough. So by the second week, when you're scheduled for your day of surgery, it couldn't come quick enough for you, because it would be like, you know, I need to just get this done so I can get on my path to at least having some drink, you know, because don't forget, you're just going to be on water and shakes. Then after surgery, I woke up, and the first day I can't remember anything, if I'm honest, because I was so drugged up. And thank you, Malvina. I was so drugged up. I had anesthetic in me. I had, you know, painkillers in me. I was out of it. And you don't really feel much. Thank you, Malvina. That's very sweet of you. So, you know, you're out of it. You're totally phased. But you also can feel a bit of pain. I'm not going to lie. When I woke up, I did feel a lot of pain. You have 5 incisions on your stomach, which has been opened, and it's keyhole surgery, as you know, and you will feel a little bit of pain, but because you've got the anesthetic in your system, that will honestly help you. Then they'll get you up and they'll get you walking, but you won't feel like eating or drinking a thing. So then on the second day, you probably will be getting prepared. I'm going with my fine liner, guys. You'll probably be getting prepared that your surgeon will only have you in for 3 days in hospital, and they'll want you home after that. So they'll get you up and walking, but be prepared, because they've put a load of air in your stomach. You're going to be very, very gassy. You're going to be full of air, and it's going to be very painful. And nearly everybody that experienced a gastric bypass will tell you the same thing. The pain from the gas that they've pumped into you will be so extreme that you'll just want to walk it off. Then you go home and life changes. You are still on your liquids, and it's a struggle, don't get me wrong. It's not a struggle because you're hungry. You will not feel hunger. Just trust me on that one. I still have days where I don't feel hungry in the slightest, but you will also despise liquids after 4 weeks of it. Then you eat mush, and what I mean mush, I mean like scrambled eggs, and you'll just be eating like just mushy stuff, but you've got to focus on your protein. But you won't feel pain. I certainly didn't, unless there's been a complication. So sorry, Tina, I will come back to this. I'm going to go for this blanket here now. So you won't feel hungry. You won't feel hungry at all. And it'll be a big struggle to get that food in you. Melvina, I just use pencils. If you go back on my first part. I think I did that. I'm going to go for cadmium orange and 111. 111. So you won't feel hungry, which will be a bonus because you're not going to be able to take much in, and you're going to wonder, like, you know, what have I done to myself originally? But the surgeon will tell you have to walk a lot. Get walking as soon as you can. Move about as much as you can in the beginning, because it's going to help your recovery and it's going to help your stomach, because you're still going to have a lot of air in you. And then you just adjust. You've got to get your protein in. As I said, you're going to struggle with that. You're going to struggle, but you've got to make sure you get your protein in. You're going to have to take vitamins for the rest of your life. You're going to have B12 inject. Well, I have a B12 injection every 3 months. So you cannot miss them. You have to have your vitamins every single day. And you will see the results. Trust me, you will. But just make sure that you focus less on the carbs and you eat as much protein as you can. And you'll get sick of it. Trust me, I get sick of it a lot. You know, I sort of sit there and I think, oh, for God's sake, I can't be bothered with chicken, or I can't be bothered with, you know, getting protein in. But you've got to. That's the fact. And then don't obsess over the scales. That's my thing. Don't obsess about the scales, because everybody's progress is different, but it will come off. But you've got to keep those changes up. I'm 2 years out now, and I've lost so far. I've still got a few pounds to lose. I've still got 30 pounds to go, which I'll get there, don't worry. I have lost 118 pounds now, and I'm not far from my goal weight. So you'll get there. You will get there. It's a slow road, but you'll get there. It comes off like magic at first, and then it slows down, and you have to really work. I'm going to go back to my dark Naples ochre. Yeah, I mean, everyone's individual, everyone's different. You just hope that you don't have complications, because you hear about those in the beginning and you think, oh my God, you know, what will happen? What will happen? Will I get them? But there's loose skin. You know, that's a downside. I've got, you know, loose skin, and I'm going to have skin surgery. And there's a lot of hair loss as well. In the beginning for me, I lost a lot of hair. But you take biotin and that will help. So I did have quite a lot of hair loss, which frightened the life out of me, if I'm honest. Light yellow ochre. I'm just putting down. Thank you. I mean, it's obviously an aid, but people think it's the easy route. It's not. You've got so much change, and you've got to want to do it. You know, you've got to want the change. You've got to keep up with the change, because if you don't, it's just going to go back on. I know it didn't help my back, unfortunately, which was the purpose of it. I mean, it's made me healthier. You know, I would never change it. In a million years, I'd have it in a heartbeat again. But no, it didn't. And I really wanted it to. But that's just how the cookie crumbles, isn't it? So we're going to grab Caput Mortem, I think it is. I'm just going to go ever so lightly into the corners here. It's just to give it a bit of colour. I just want her to have some bright blankets, I think. That's it. Everyone's got their reasons, Tina. And you have to, oh God, you have to do what's right for you, you know? And if you've got people that don't support it, it's because they don't know the reasons behind it. You know, people say, oh, go and exercise, go and diet, go and do it the normal way. And you look at them and you think, hold on a minute. Do you think I'd really be in this position, putting myself through a life-changing operation, if I desperately didn't need it? You know, I wouldn't be in this position. Oh, thank you. Look, Tina, if you need to do it, you do it, you know, but just look into it first. Research it as much as possible, which I'm pretty sure. I'm just blending it back in with the cadmium orange. You know, you do it for you. Oh, I know, it drives me mad. And you know what? You end up just not saying anything. You end up saying nothing, and then people wonder why you go quiet, because you don't want the criticism. You're criticising yourself enough, aren't you? You know, you're going through it. You're sitting there beating yourself up every single day about it, and you've got people saying it to you, and you're like, excuse me. You know, do you think I've not told myself this a million times? I don't need you sort of telling me as well. Okay, so we're going to go for this one. I'm just trying to think what colour I want. I might just go pinks on this one, pink and black stripes. So I'm going to go back in with my light magenta. Yeah, Tina, if you've got any questions, I don't know if are you in the Reading with Pugs group? Don't go for it alone. That's another thing. If you can get support, get support. If you want to reach out, reach out. There's so many people out there. Yeah, just message me. If you know, nearer to the time, message me. And if you've got any questions or you're going through anything, if I can help you, just private message me. Because, yeah, you know, there's so much in the beginning, but I've always found that everyone's so different. You've got the same thing in common for what, you know, the operation, but you know, our journeys are so different. You're welcome, anytime. You know, there's a great group I'll recommend on Facebook, run by a very good friend of mine she's got a book. If you look her up, her name's Deborah Fletcher, and she's got a book called The Last Supper, and she's amazing. I've made very good friends with her, and we met through online actually, and we're going to go and meet at some point as well. So sorry guys, we're going back to Middle Purple Pink. She's got a group on Facebook, come and join, and it's called The Emotional Side of Weight Loss Surgery. And it's such a supportive group of people, and it's run by Deborah Fletcher, who's the most amazing and inspirational lady. I can't say enough good things about her. She's been there for me for 2 years straight, and she's been a veteran of it for 16 years, and she is like a model. I'm not even kidding you. Ah, Sandra, I'm sorry to hear that. But as well, guys, you know, don't get too beat up about your weight. Your weight doesn't define you. And I've said this, you know, I just wish that I was a happier, bigger person. You know, I struggled with personal image and not liking what I look like. But I don't view people as weight. I really don't. And I wish that I'd like been confident and I'd been loud about it and proud, you know. I think I love seeing thicker girls that are happy. And it's just more for me, it was more for other reasons. But if you've got personal reasons, don't let someone put you off. You do what you have to do for yourself. Oh, that sucks. But you know, I think we've all got something that will hold us back, and we just got to work on it. It's hard though, isn't it? You know, because we're put in situations every single day, and it does make us a little bit like, ooh, you know, it's work. Everything's work. I've noticed that. No, you just got to work on yourself. Okay, I'm going back to my light magenta, and this Polychromos in 119. I'm just going to blend that out. Ah, well, I'm glad that you come here, you know. It's good to talk. And sometimes it's easier online, isn't it? Because you haven't got that to that whole face-to-face thing, and you know, you can still get that interaction, still talk to a great group of people. So we'll have you here anytime. Come online. Okay, I think I'm going to do that, and I think I'm going to go with black pencil, not a black fine liner. I've got to find it now, so I can never find anything that I need. Yeah, I'm exactly the same. I do leave the house, but not, you know, I must admit, I'm at home more than I'm out because of pain and what have you. This is black in Polychromos. I'm going to fade this out. I'm not going to do it as a fine liner. It's different on that, but on here I'm going to do this. So yeah, colouring's the same for me. You know, it's a relaxation, form of therapy, as you say. It's like medicine, isn't it? I think it's good to have a hobby. I think it's so good to have a hobby. It's so important. Me 3. I think we've got a lot in common, like in the community. We really have. Is that looking okay? Are we happy with that? I've got to do that bit in the pinks as well. I'm saying this is not my favourite picture I've done, if I'm honest, but you know, we'll roll with it. I'm just concentrating because this one's a longer line. Like the other ones are shorter, this one's longer. So I think I've spoken. I need to have a drink. My boyfriend fairy can make a cup of tea soon. I don't know where my boyfriend fairy has toddled off to. He's not in the room. My tea fairy, my boyfriend fairy. Thanks, Desiree. I wasn't sure if I'd do them, but I think that, you know, she needed a little bit of an injection of colour on the blankets, because blankets wouldn't be all dark necessarily, would they? It's like a picnic blanket. I think thanks. As long as you're all happy, because that's my main goal, is that, you know, everyone's sort of like gonna like it so that they can colour along with it. I don't know what he is watching. He's toddled off somewhere, and all I can hear is like some speech. I think he's on YouTube. But he needs to come back in so he can make a cup of tea. I'm so thirsty. And then I'll have to go and make dinner. So I'll finish the blankets. As I said, if you go away and do these two, the same as how we did that one, when we come back next time, we've just got the leaves in the background, and it will be wrapped up on the next one. So I thought we'd be able to do it today, but I've spoken quite a lot as usual, as I usually do. And I speak my socks off sometimes. I'm so like tired today. I really am. I keep having these really super late nights. I'm trying to persuade. I was up last night, and when I was watching Dee Dee, I was trying to persuade Andrew to buy me that. Is it Irene by Nicholas Filbert? I'm not winning that one. I'm trying so hard. I'm like, I need it, and he's like, you don't need it, and I'm like, I do. He's not listening. Someone needs to tell him to listen, how much the need is like real. The need is real. He's like, Sam, you don't need another book. And I'm like, I do. I do, Andrew. Why are you not listening? And like, it's quite slippery, he said, the way I did it. Like, I got it in there. I made him laugh. I can't remember what I did, but I made him laugh. And he was absolutely roaring his head off at 3 in the morning, laughing at something I did. And then I said, look, I made you laugh. That deserves a book. That deserves that book. And he was like, you are so sneaky. I know I just ordered that one, but that doesn't stop. That doesn't stop the need, KP. It really doesn't. Like, I still need it. I still need it. Okay, so I need to, like, do this corner here. So I'm going in with the light magenta. No, I completely forgot about that bit. Like, it's part of the blanket, so we'll do it that. Yeah, I know the paper is not that great, but I'm going to copy it. I'm going to copy it into, I'm going into middle purple pink. Oh no, you have Crohn's. That's, yeah. My partner's got colitis, which is, I know the Crohn's and colitis are similar. And, oh no, that's bad. I'm sorry that you suffer so much. But then that's why we're all here, you know, we can all do something and take our minds off it, can't we? So, on the good days, Charlotte, let's focus on the good times. Light magenta again, I'm just going to blend that out. Okay, I think that bit's done. Should we do you know what? You know what I'll do? Because it will speed it up a little bit. I'll do one of these leaves, and it's the same for all of them. Like that, and that. So if we do those leaves, we'll do one. If you go away off the stream then, and do the 2 flowers, and remember how I did those, if you've written it down, we'll do one of the leaves, and you'll go away and do those. And then when we come back, we can do the background. Does that sound okay? You have 350 books. My Jesus Lord. Where have you housed them? Have you got an extension on your house, by the way? That is a lot of books. That's many books. Okay, what can we go for? I'm trying to find a colour that will work. That is a lot of books. I mean, I have not got that much. So I think I might lay that one down. This one is juniper green in one juniper green. I don't know if that's yeah. And this is 165. I think I'm going to go for this one. KP, that is not many. You need to get some more. You need some more. You need some more in your life. 12. That's probably a good thing in a way, because then you kind of go back to the same books and actually colour them without having too many that you don't know what to colour in. That's the problem I have. When you've got too many, you don't know what you're going to next. Everywhere. Okay, gonna go with these. This is the juniper or juniper green. I think we'll go with this. So like I usually do, I fade it out. We'll do one, and then you could do the rest off if that's okay. Because then we'll speed it up. We'll do the background together then. Because then we can finish off. We can finish it off tomorrow maybe. Yeah, no, we're definitely going to finish it off tomorrow. So you have control. You have control, you guys. I've got none. I don't know where my willpower went. It went out the window about 2 years ago. Like, I have no willpower. I don't know what's wrong with me. Even my mum, who I like, because I have to buy for me and then I have to buy for mum because I can't leave her out. So I buy mum stuff as well. Even my mum's got quite a few now. No, I've got no control. It's like, what? I don't know what that word means anymore. Not when it comes to colouring. With other things, of course. You know, I can weigh up telling myself no for many other things. But when it comes to art stuff, no. It is quite funny. It's like if I'm going to buy myself a top, for instance, because I haven't got much stuff anymore because I've got to buy a whole new wardrobe since I lost weight. So I haven't got many clothes anymore. And I can easily talk myself out of buying a top. But I can't talk myself out of buying a book. Like, what's with that? Oh, what, you know, what does that say about me? I can quite leave a top and think, nah, I don't really need that. But then I see like a latest colouring book and I'm like, I can't say no. Yeah, it's much better today, KP, thanks. Much better. He's sleeping at the minute. He's still quiet, you can't hear him at all, can you? Yeah, same. Exactly the same. The thing is, I need to buy clothes. This is the problem. Charity, I'm going to ask you in 2 years' time how many, but you're going to be saying the same as what we are. I mean, don't get me wrong, I did not buy this overnight. Like, my stuff has come over the course of 3 years. You know, I've still not got, you know, like Holbees, and I've still not got certain things, and that'll take time. Like the super colours, I really want, I don't know if anybody else has got those, but I really want the Caran d'Ache super colours 120 set. I have not got those. I'd love to own those. Just turning my book, guys. You can open a shop, KP, with your nail polishes and diamonds and diamantes and stuff. But yeah, I desperately need clothes. I've got like a few tops and 2 pairs of trousers at the moment, because what I was doing, every time I dropped down a size, I was buying like I would buy like just a couple of things in that size, because there's no point keep buy for them not to fit in like 2 months time when you go through the weight loss surgery. So I am desperate for clothes, like stupidly desperate, and I know I need stuff, but then I see a book and I'm like, okay, the clothes can wait. And then I'm still wearing the same stuff. Like, I just wash it and then put it back on, because I desperately need some clothes. You know, desperately. But then clothes are quite expensive as well, aren't they? Have you got the full set of the super colours? KP, I don't think I think I've worn a dress a couple of times in my life, and that was for weddings. I don't do dresses because my legs are hideous. I can't stand my legs. Like, I'm like, no. Does that look okay? I think that looks alright, doesn't it? Hi, Kate. They do have like second-hand shops. We call them charity shop types. Yeah, and you can go on eBay, can't you? We'll do these 2, and then we can go like away from the stream and finish them off. Yeah, no, they do, but you know, the price of clothes is not too much in terms of. Yeah, I wear pyjamas more than anything. Like, I just buy these cheapy types at the moment. You know, like just a plain sort of crew neck top or something. And then the rest of the time I live in my pyjamas and my slippers, so it doesn't matter. There's no big deal. I wear pyjamas all the time. I've got more pyjamas than I've got clothes. How bad's that? Oh, I'm jealous. I really want the super colours. Do you use yours often? What do you think of them? Because I've got the just a few of them. I haven't got, you know, a set. I've just got a few, and I love them. Thank you, Kate. We're getting there. Kate, because you've just joined in, I was just saying to the lovely ladies here that I've done this one, but we'll go away from the stream and do those 2 like off stream, and then we'll do these 2 with the juniper green in the Polychromos, and then we'll finish the rest off stream. And then tomorrow we'll come back and we'll finish the background and then the picture's done. Yeah, I'm the same, Cassandra. You know, I used to have pride in clothes. I used to pick out, because as a plus size lady at the time, I used to try and find more fashionable stuff because I used to find that plus size clothes were quite frumpy and... Why are you going? Yeah, I used to find that they were quite frumpy and I couldn't find anything that I liked that looked quite youthful. So then I used to search and I used to like spend, you know, like £30–40 on a top, which I suppose would be about $40–45 on a top, because I used to find some really nice ones and I've just got no interest in that now. Yeah, I really do like the soup because they're one pencil, well not one, there's two sets of pencils I want. The Holbees, the Holbeins and the Supra colours. They're the two that I would love to own. It's going to take a while, but I'll get there one day. In the meantime, I just love my polys. Yeah, I used to have that problem. Thankfully now, I'm a size 12, 10 to 12 in pyjamas and 12 in like, you know, other clothes. Because if it's stretchy, then I'm a 10 to 12. My new jumper is a 10, a UK 10, which I think is a US 6. So I'm a normal size now. So I don't have the problem with that anymore. But then the problem is that I've got no interest in buying them. So yeah, I think a size 10 in the UK is a size 6 in the US. I think, yeah, it is. So that's my size now. But most of my clothes are a size 12, which I think is a size 8 in the US. But I used to be, in the UK sizes, I used to be a size 20, which I don't know what that is in the US. I think it's a 16. How are you finding your Holbeins? I've got the pastel set. They're gorgeous. And I'm seeing so many people are like using them now, which is lovely to see. Aw, sorry you got no confidence, but I'm the same. I haven't really got confidence. I tend to cover up now because of my skin. You know, I'm conscious about my skin, but I'm much happier with skin being baggy because I can always get surgery for that. So, yeah, I'm not too bothered. As long as I'm happy, as long as you're happy, like now it's just, to me, like, it's just about the happiness. As long as I'm happy, then I'll be alright. But I think so many of us, you know, are not confident. We have no confidence, which is, you know, we need to work on that really, don't we? Because we only have one sort of like shot at all of this, and yeah, we need to get some confidence in ourselves, don't we? Oh no! Try them in, yeah, I was going to say, try them in a different book if they don't work in Romantic Country. Yeah, I will do. I have done one KP if you have a look. I've done another one, but the more I do, I will do another completed pages one. Should we just do one of the stalks? We'll do one of the stalks. We're going to go with our earth green yellowish, and we're just going to go, because otherwise it's going to be left out and I'll forget. So I'm just going with the May green. We'll do the same on these other leaves with what we just did with the juniper green. So if anyone's watching this and following it, you know, do that. So that we're going to come back. I'm going to do it in my own time as well and then come back on the next stream and we'll do the background together. I'm just going over, and I'll put a darker green in there in a moment. I'm just going all the way. I'm just turning this page. I'm turning. My partner's just gone to take the rubbish out, the bins, and then he can take Chip out, and then he can make me a cup of tea because I was very thirsty. So we do this one as well. We do all of this bit, and then just another colour in a little bit, and then I'll end on that, and we can finish off the picture tomorrow, as long as, well, I'll be on tomorrow as long as everything's okay. And if I do come on, it will be my time, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, which is, I'm from London. So I'm guessing that'll be like 12ish, 11ish if you're in the US. Or roughly that, I think it might be that. You have to have a look. I'm just going into my pine green. I'm just gonna darken it up a little bit. This is number 267 Polychromos. This is. It's just to darken it a little bit, just so that it's not all the way, just a little. Andrew, can you take Chip out? Yeah, well, yeah. He just flopped out, but he is awake. He just looked up at me. So we're just doing that, just in a moment. Yeah, in a minute. I'm almost done, and then I'll go and do some dinner.
Dinner?
I've got to think. Yeah, Chip's I've got to do his dinner. Yeah, if you Google, as I said, as long as everything's okay my end in terms of like pain, then I'll be 4 o'clock London time, and we'll do the background. So if in the meantime you don't have to do like it, and then you can just do the background and then do that in your own time. But if in the meantime you go away and just do those, I say go away, in your own time you go and do the 2 of these in the Tombows, the same as that, and then you do the rest of the leaves in the juniper green as well as that, then we can finish it up tomorrow, because it's getting there. Look, it's getting there. We're almost done, which is really good. I have meant, do you want me to mention the colour combination again? This is in the, I don't know how to pronounce your name, Zafsami, I think. This is in the Tombows, and this is all, if you watch at the beginning, I've did this one in the beginning. So you need in the Tombows, this is out of set number 2 only. It's all in set number 2. And you use the rose pink, the plum, the maroon, and the gamboge or gamboge. So that's the colour combination for this one here. And then for the leaves, you will just need the colour in the Polychromos, juniper green in 165. So that's the colours you need to complete just the others. And then tomorrow we'll come back, we'll do a very small, quick chalk pastel background. I might do some circles like to add a little bit of dimension to it. And then we're finished on this page. So we're almost there. We're almost there. So I'll do that probably tomorrow before I come on stream. I'll finish those off, and then I'll come with the chalk pastel. So if you've got some chalk pastels, great. If you don't, you can get some inexpensive ones. They're not too expensive. So we'll do that. So as I said to KP yesterday, I was doing my Sphinx. I'll show you, because I know some of you like to just see the updates. I was doing last night, I just finished the wings on my Sphinx last night from Mythomorphia. So I finished the wings yesterday, and I finished like these additional feathers. I couldn't think of the word then. So if I come back a bit, so I just went with 2 colours on this, funnily enough. I went with indigo blue and in the Polychromo, and the buff titanium, of course, I blended in, and then I just went round the wings, which I will do once I've coloured these in, like I've left that part black, for instance, at the end, because otherwise if I start, it will scratch it off, won't it? So, and then I don't know if you can see, but I used like the jelly roll gold just to do the small detail, and did that and added a few extra like golden circles. And then this is what I'll be doing in my own time. No, it's a jelly roll. This one. Jelly roll metallic in the gold, and it wasn't working. It didn't work. The amount of like shaking it I had to do in order to get it out, but it finally came out, and I was like, oh, finally, it's fine now. So it works. I was like, yes. So it's really good actually. It comes out quite thick, but it did take a little while. I was like, I don't know if I can show you, but sometimes you do it and look, it doesn't come out. It comes quite you have to really shake it down, and then it will start, but it comes out quite watery to start with, and then it comes out quite metallic, but it came out very scratchy to start, and I thought, oh, here we go, we've got a problem. So yeah, I managed to finally get it working. I have got an alternative. If you go to the Polychromos, you can use the burnt carmines and the pink carmine, and I'm trying to think now, and the caput mortem violet. If you do that, you'll get them. I know Uniball Signo I prefer, if I'm honest, but I got the jelly roll because I got a pack of the metallics, and it took a long time to get working, and I'm not throwing it because look, I've still got quite a bit of ink in it, so I'm not chucking it. It's gonna have to last. So yeah, that's what I was doing last night. So if you're wondering what I did on this to get the gold darker than the gold, for instance on this one, that was walnut brown, and I left out, I did not use, if you want to darken your gold, don't use the dark Naples ochre, just use the light yellow ochre, and go with some walnut brown and blend it in with that, and it will come out a shade darker so that it looks a bit darker instead of a lighter gold, because you can have a yellow gold or you can have like a bronzy darky gold, and the darker gold, just don't use the dark Naples ochre in the polys. Skip that one and go with the light yellow, and then you'll get a darker effect, and use walnut brown instead. Oh, thanks, Charity. What did I blend my gold with, Desiree? Or something else? You know me, I always go back with my lightest colour, which is the light yellow ochre, and I literally just, from the walnut brown, you just go to the middle, and that's all. So you're using your light yellow ochre to blend as well. Hi, Karen. I'm ending the stream now, Karen. I'm so sorry. So you just use that one. So that one, I'll tell you the colours for the darker gold if you like. So I used, let me find it. Oh, I didn't realise I had a new one of these. Look, and there's me buying another one. I used the light yellow ochre in 183. And then slightly darker to the middle, I used brown ochre in 182. And then the darkest corners, I used walnut brown, and I blended it all back out with the lighter one, which was the light yellow ochre. And look, it just gives like a darker gold, which, well, there's so many different golds, isn't there? And I also did it on his bracelet-y thing there, and his arm bracelet too. So you can do like darker, you can just play around with them, but if you're going to do a darker one, just leave out the dark Naples ochre, that's all. Yeah, KP knows how to do it with the Prismas, so if anyone wants to ask, KP knows. So KP's just said if you want to do gold in the Prismacolors, you use canary yellow, Spanish orange, goldenrod, light umber, sepia and black, and that's in the Prismacolors, so that you can achieve gold using those. So anyone watching, if you wanted to write those down, it's canary yellow, Spanish orange, goldenrod, light umber, sepia and black. Yes, exactly. You can just play around with the colours. You don't have to do them. You can just play around with them. So that's what I'm doing in that. And as I've showed you, if anyone wants to join me and my friend, we're going to be doing this one after. So immediately after I finish the Sphinx, I'm doing this one, which is a mammoth. It's a mammoth picture. But I'm so looking forward to this one. I mean, it's just, look at it. It's just amazing. So if anyone wants to join me on this in a colour along, then join me. So I love this book. You know, I haven't done many in this book. I've only done, I'm doing the Sphinx. I've only done the Kirin here. I loved doing that. I'll put the light over it a little bit more for you. So I did this one. I loved it. And I've done the Chinese dragon. I've done all the double, like my favourite double pages. Got some inspiration for this over from Always Colouring Katrine. She does some amazing work in Mythomorphia. So I did that one as well. And I plan on actually doing more out of this book because I love this book so much. So this is my next task. And then, well, my current task. And then my next task is going to be this one. And I would love if anyone wants to join me. So yeah, I'm going to do an updated video soon when I've coloured a bit more on the current pictures that I've done, so that you can see, and I'll explain what I used. Neo colours, if anyone hasn't got any, you know, Neo colours by Karan Dash, I highly recommend them for backgrounds. They are incredible and they cut your work down by a mile. So if you wanted to do like a just, I haven't got any shine on that, that's just because of the layers. Look how shiny it is. And that's just Polychromos. That's just all Polychromos and it's made it so shiny. Thanks, KP. So if you haven't got any Neo colours, highly recommend you buying some. And this shade, if you like this colour, is Jade Green. And look, if you see, it hasn't buckled. The back page is fine, and that's had quite a lot of water on it. This paper is thicker in here to Imagimorphia. Like it's quite a, it's like a thick paper, and it takes water very, very well. So I would recommend that. And I did watercolour on the background of this one as well, which was a watercolour pencil and Prismacolor. And again, it's not buckled, it's not gone through to the other side, you know. So yeah, I'd highly recommend having a good like play around with your Neo colours. So this is where we're at. Please go away if you want to and do the others. You don't have to do it by the next video. You can do it in your own time, but just remember to do the same on those and same on the leaves, and then we'll do the backgrounds. And then we're done, guys. We're done. And then we can do the step-by-step on the stream of the skin. And I need to pick a picture. So if anyone's on Facebook, I've got my page, Colour and Chat with Sammy. And I'll announce on there like which picture I plan to use, so go and join me over there. I usually stick stuff on there. So it's not a group, it's just a page. So if you go onto Facebook, it's Colour and Chat with Sammy, and I'll try and stick up what I'm going to do and my plans. So, and that's it, guys. I'm done for today. I've spoken quite a bit, and I hope that you're okay with me doing that. So I just do the one, and then we do the rest like in our own time. So yeah, thank you so much, and have a lovely evening. And hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll be back tomorrow. So have a lovely, lovely evening, all. Speak soon. Bye.